Hey there, tuners and tunies. And, this game is garbage. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, a game which I've had a long-running hatred for ever since its inception. I'd never played it, nor seen it in motion. I just heard it was garbage and used it as the butt of a couple of jokes over the years. So why? Why do I have it in my possession here today? Well...
Right, can you shout your names in order?
Yeah, I got him FIFA 13 for the Wii U for his birthday, so he thought it was fitting to drive that joke into the ground by getting me this toxic mess for my birthday. Although his gift to me is significantly far worse since I have the ability to play mine, while he can't unless he decides to get a Wii U for some strange reason. There is one positive about this game, however. I get to make a video about it. Oh boy, this box design is awful. Like, there's all the characters here, but instead of emphasising how many different Pokemon you can interact with, there's just like 12 and that's it. Also, what is it with Wii games and loving the white void instead of actual colours? Like, I get it fits with the theme colour of the Wii and makes stuff stand out, but come on, don't be that lazy. Run, jump, smash. Oh, I sure will, video game box. Run, jump, and smash you into the bin, that is. Also, anybody remember video game manuals? I used to love reading these things on the way back home from the game shop. Now all we get is these, digital manuals. Sad. Oh well, at least I can read this game's manual. Yay. Far away, there exists a Pokepark surrounded by the beauties of nature. A long time ago, many humans lived in the Pokepark, and they built things like buildings and mines in order to live. Now, however, there are no signs of humans currently living in the Pokepark. Whoever wrote this needs to be fired. Okay, enough stalling, let's just play the game. Oh, this is gonna be good. Look at all these stunning vistas we're gonna be exploring, like grass. Oh. I want that one. The game starts with a small group of Pokemon running around this white void, apparently, and then the hole opens up in front of them and they all die. All around me are familiar faces. Great, now I get to end my review. Let me just turn off my Wii that I'm totally playing on. Oh, for fuck! We get some exposition from Pokemon Jesus, something about gems or other needing to save the Pokepark. Sounds like a Pokemon fanfiction if you ask me. Before being thrust into the tutorial without a second thought. And this is where the game takes an utter nosedive. To start, this guide character is probably the worst thing I've seen in my entire life. Sorry, what is this? It's a bird, but with a musical note on its head, and its body is like a mixture of loads of different colours, and it's just disgusting. Like, give me an interesting Pokemon as a guide, not this thing. Also, it's called Chatot, and if that isn't a joke about how he won't stop talking, then I don't know what is.
Say why you're looking for your friends?
Bro. What year was this game released again? Oh dear God. Oh yes, the generation when everybody and their grandma was trying to appeal to kids by being hip and edgy. And included in that group, sadly enough, was Nintendo. Like, I don't know if this is the reason this is here, but regardless, it's still terrible writing either way. So Chatot tells us to follow him, and... These controls are bad. First, you move with the D-pad in 3D. Lovely. Like, why don't you have nunchuck support, especially when later on platforming is involved? It's not that hard to integrate a stick. Secondly, I don't know if it's due to me playing on a PC and having a slight bit of interference, but my lord, the response time is painfully slow. I hold the D-pad left, and then after like half a second, Pikachu finally decides it's time to move. It's the equivalent to controlling a cat that loses focus mid-command and wanders off to do something else. It's garbage. Pikachu also walks really slowly. Like, if it was bad enough for his response time to be slower than an old man with a back problem, it's even worse when he finally starts to dawdle around. It's like that old man forgot his cane and is now split between going back for it or continuing ahead. Let's see what some of the other buttons do. That one jumps, that's the pause menu, and... well, good to know the old man's back is fully healed. What is this? I go from painfully slow to uncontrollably fast at the push of a button? Why can't I have a middle ground? Instead I have to go one or the other. So I'll blow up a crate, do some jumps, chase after the bird thing in a skill game. And now it's time to go to the Pokepark. Just imagine all the grand adventures we can have. Oh, yeah, so we've got to wake this fat waste of space up, and to do that we need to use Pikachu's lightning attack. Oh, but hold your horses, because this controls horribly too. You could charge it up with the A button, but with this control setup, that's really awkward. Like in this instance it's fine, serviceable, but when you get to a moving enemy later on, no. The Snorlax wanders off and we can finally go to the Pokepark. I know we've been hyping this up for a while, fellas, so I hope you're ready for the experience of a lifetime. Here we go! Oh, sorry folks, let's just get this out of the way, and now we can finally go to the Pokepark. I hope you're ready for this. Oh, you really showing off them more physics, eh, Nintendo? Oh yeah, and this also looks trash. I'm really excited to explore a park. Like a normal, grassy, boring park with Pikachu. I also love how in the background music, the pauses are uncomfortably long, like 5 seconds too long. Who composed this again? Let me just, yes, so you lot, fire yourselves. From here is where the plot starts to take shape. After we talk to our friends, one of them looking like a sentient, distorted cabbage, we meet up with who tells us that we can't play his attraction since there are rules in this zone of the park that prohibit it, for some reason. We can't leave the area either, which is a shame, honestly. I was beginning to enjoy the 6-second pauses. Despite the rules, Bulbasaur allows us to play his game, as long as we play it in secret. Oh, this is very secretive. Yeah, so if you remember from earlier, this is a minigame compilation, and this is one of the minigames. The fact that it has a 10-second time limit is putting me off a bit, but let's give it the benefit of the doubt. It could be good. It wasn't. Want to see how to play this minigame? Enthralling. Like, I shouldn't have to exert this much sweat from Pokepark Wii for crying out loud. I shouldn't really have to think about it, honestly, it's that mind-numbing. The music for the control screen is also way too over the top. I'm half asleep and then... Same is true for the celebration screen, but to be fair, that's justified the amount you have to shake the controller. Oh, and look at that! For completing the attraction we got a prison piece. We're well on our way to completing this mess. Well, at least we've got one now. We can now go get the others. Now let's just pan the camera over here. Oh my god, what is that? You stay away. Excuse me, I am not a Pokemon guy in the slightest. I have one mainline game and a mystery dungeon, but this? This is horrifying. Which character designer saw a monkey and was like, yeah, this good. But it needs to look more like a Mr. Man. Well, he and his pal carried off our friend because we played the attraction, so I guess we have no other choice but to follow. We meet up with who tells us that was really naughty. That's an oddly specific request. This guy, a creep or something? Right, fellas, you know the drill. Talking, chasing, jamming, dying. Back to Trico, and... Seriously, did a mum write this? He lets us through, and now we've got to talk to, Mankey. I'm watching you. Looks like the only way we can get past is fighting him, so... Come on, fellas, let's go. that was intense. See what I mean? The lightning bolt is literally useless. I go to hit him and end up being hit myself. It's so much easier to dash, so I don't understand why this move is even here. I guess it's because it's Pikachu, but make it more useful than this. Mankey tells us to go and see Venusaur and mildly sexually assaults us. As you do. After steals our berries, we go and meet Venusaur. Excuse me, what in the world is that sound effect? It doesn't even sound like Venusaur. The V isn't properly pronounced. It doesn't even trigger when it's supposed to. Sometimes mid-text bubbly just spits it out, like it's like a fly or something. Venusaur. He tells us we can have Chigurota back, despite her looking like she has every ability to run away, if we complete 2 trials. 1 fighting one, and 1 skill game. I'm not going to talk about the former, since it is as boring as the last, but let me take a brief moment to talk about this mess. To start, I'm not even told where to go for this one. Just a name, and then go! Since I don't have much Pokemon knowledge and I can't picture what the thing is in my head, I just start asking around to check if they're that person, and then I forgot the thing's name. There's no mission guide in the pause menu, and I'm not going back to Venusaur if it kills me. So I guess I'm gonna have to struggle through. I eventually find out this climbing thing, and now I've got to play, obstacle hop. Well, that was easy. It would have been even easier if the controls actually functioned. The slight delay leads to many untimely falls, but then again I have over a minute to do this, so it's not that difficult. Spiro gets depressed, and I meet up with Venusaur, who tells me that if I beat his attraction, he will lift the rules, and I'll get my friend back. Simple enough. Ooh, and we get to play as the best character. Nice. This is another Waggle game, except this time I don't have a stroke every time I play it. It's pretty straightforward, just shake the Wii remote to make the vine swing and jump at the right time. It's been done to death in Mario and Wii Party. I'm not gonna give a 15-minute analysis here. And with that, we can move on to the next area, and we got another prison piece, so we're finally getting somewhere. Now. Don't mind me, just, killing.